Discussing the Hanged Man card. So now moving on from the rational, structured approach of justice to the more introspective and surrendered state of the Hanged Man. So in the presence of the Hanged Man, the Fool now understands that true wisdom and growth can come from not only acting just, but also from the deeper understanding that hidden truths can be found when one pauses and surrenders. Through choosing to surrender, the Fool is able to release control and be in a state of allowing. It is here that he is then able to accept and understand fully what needs to be let go. So some of the main themes from the Hanged Man card, which we will get into more detail about in the video that I post later, are to pause or stop, delays or stagnancy, usually for a greater reason though, meditation or going within, spiritual awakening and sometimes a higher guidance, power or calling, releasing control and letting go, surrender and acceptance, and changing or new perspectives, and also patience. So now we're going to get into the imagery and the symbolism on the card. So looking at the symbolism on the card, firstly, the most obvious thing is that the figure is hanging upside down. This shows us that the figure is seeing things from a complete reversal of perspective. So he's seeing the world completely upside down, symbolising to us that there may be a need for a new perspective, to see things from a different angle. If you notice, his face is actually very calm, he's got a very peaceful expression, he's not in any distress, he's not trying to change what's going on. This shows that he is not trying to control anything. It symbolises that he is in a state of acceptance and peace with his situation. Here he hangs from a tree in the shape of a T-shaped cross. So the tree here would be symbolic of the tree of life. It often represents or symbolises a connection between heaven and earth, or the material and spiritual worlds. The T-shaped cross can symbolise sacrifice and transformation. It suggests the idea of sacrifice for the sake of higher knowledge or spiritual awakening. His foot is tied here to this rope or vine, and that is where he hangs from. So the rope or vine here can symbolise bondage and freedom and duality. So it often symbolises the tension between bondage and freedom, and it suggests that what binds us can also lead to liberation through new perspectives. Coming to the glow around his head, or the halo, this often symbolises, or this does symbolise, spiritual enlightenment. It suggests higher wisdom, spiritual awareness, and it can indicate that the act of surrender leads to greater insight and understanding. So if we look here at the position of his leg, we can see that it can look to make the number 4, the way that the leg crosses. In numerology, number 4 stands for stability and foundations. So this could also suggest again about a new perspective and how a new perspective provides a stable foundation and stability for future growth. Looking at the background colour of the card, so as you can see, it's a very neutral colour, which is very peaceful, very calming. It's not really bright in your face like a bright yellow or a red. Very neutral, calming colour. This reflects the inner peace that comes from acceptance and surrender. It's a very neutral state. The elements of nature here that we get around the top with the leaves suggest a harmony with nature. It's a harmony with the natural world and the cycles of life, reinforcing the theme of growth through transformation. So now coming on to the clothing, we have the red trousers and the blue top. So the red here in the legs, this symbolises physicality, passion and life force, and the blue represents calmness, introspection and spirituality. So the combination of these colours signifies the balance between physical and spiritual realms.